Hello Aries, thank you for tuning into your love read. For the main part of the read, I'm using the Daily Tarot by Renata Lechner. For the supportive oracle cards, the Magical Spell cards by Lucy Cavendish. I already shuffled relationship first, single second. Oracle cards come out as necessary. Let's see what we have. You get the the 10 of Wands is pulling in. And I feel like the only reason we might be talking about that is because I feel like that might be where you're starting. Aries? Yes. Okay. Okay. And even though you may be starting there, I don't feel like you're staying there. How's that? But you're definitely gaining something from this situation. I do have a strong current of Aries in my own chart, and I'm thinking it's one of those things which I seem to be connecting with on this level. You might go forward with the best of intentions, but still end up flat on your face, and it's just kind of smarts a bit, but you're getting up and you're just kind of dusting yourself off, but you're just kind of like, you're a little aggravated about it, but you're just kind of like, you realize you don't have a finger to point. And not that you want it anyway, but I feel like that's where this is starting, in that moment where something, you went forward really believing in what you were doing, but it just turned out after the fact, didn't really work out the way you thought it was going to. It turns out really probably wasn't the best course of action, but when you went into it, you really believed it was. And it's after the fact, realizing like it kind of came back on you. What is that? The road to ruin is paved with good intentions, is something like that. But like, I hate that I even said that, because that's one of those sayings. Because I'm like, well, if the road to ruin is paved with good intentions, how do you get to how do you get to the good road? Like, you're supposed to be a jerk to get to the good road? Like, I just hate that saying. I don't know why I said that, but that's pretty much what fits here. The road to ruin is paved with good intentions. Well, then how do you get to the good road then? Like, what are you supposed to be, a jerk? I don't get it. I hate that saying. I don't know why I'm even saying it. But the Five of Cups here with the beauty is like, I feel like it's kind of like you're sitting there with egg on your face. You're feeling kind of bad that you made a decision that just didn't work out. You did not feel like it was going to work out this way going into it. Whatever that was not what you thought was going to happen. It turned out a certain way. Now, and you got the wisdom here to realize, like, you get to grow from this moment. You get to build from this. It's just, we're all evolving. It's the whole purpose of life. Your partner has the Knight of Pentacles. I feel like they get a lot of earth on their side. And there's some earth connecting to you too, some earth energy can connect over to you. But with the Knight of Pentacles, I feel like this isn't a showstopper. I feel like the way they're looking at you is like, this happens sometimes. It's kind of the balance of the good and bad, because like with all of us, with everybody, I don't care what sign you are, I don't care what sign anybody is, whatever energy you have, the energy is just what it is. Sometimes it works in a good way, sometimes it works in a not so good way. The same current can work for you or against you. And like, you have a very dynamic energy, move forward energy. Sometimes it's a great thing and it has a lot of benefits. Other times it works against you or others. It just happens. Everybody's in the same boat. No matter what it is, it just feels like yours is moving forward, very dynamic, very energized. And I feel like it's weird. I'm almost feeling like your partner is looking at it with a little bit of humility. Because they're like, you know what, I have certain aspects of my own. I'm not always the best either. And I feel like that's how they're honestly looking at this. I don't feel like they're looking at you like something's wrong, or like you did this, you did that. I don't feel that energy here. I feel like your partner is looking at you with a bit of humility. Like, they have their own attributes, and there's certain things they do that aren't the best either. There's certain, like, the same feeling. Like, they have, for example, if they can be very dependable sometimes, they can also be very stubborn, which is the opposite side of dependable. Like, somebody's sticking with a situation, if it's going well, it's going their way, that's dependable. If they're sticking with a situation and it's not doing well, that's stubborn. You know what I mean? Same energy, interpretation of what's actually happening, though. And I feel like they have some humility about this. Like, they realize, yeah, all right, you ended up with some egg on your face, but they're like, I have my own moments. I have my own moments, too, and I wasn't expecting to find the perfect person. I don't believe that person exists, and I'm not that person either. And your partner seems to be, like, backing off is what I'm also seeing. Because they have temperance here too. They're just patiently letting you just kind of smolder through it, I want to say. They can tell you kind of get your nose out of joint about this, because you're I feel like you're a little bit embarrassed. Kind of like the egg on the face. But I'm getting you're very human. And I'm getting your partner doesn't seem to be really holding it against you. Their challenge card is the King of Pentacles. And I'm getting, like, being patient is good, but holding back for too long is not. Like, I feel like they need to start a conversation with you. I feel like that would make things better, or at least engage in one, in this subject. I feel like their challenge card is the King of Pentacles, just kind of waiting it out. Kind of like waiting through the winter is kind of how I feel with this right now. That's how it feels to me. And just like, they'll just wait until you're happier or whatever. They don't have any question about this working out, but I feel them holding back too long and kind of being silent about the situation, because I feel like that's what's happening. Their challenge card is to not be silent for too long. I notice they have the King of Pentacles. You have the Page of Pentacles as your challenge card. Now, I'm getting following their lead on this and just letting them stay in this quiet time. See, your challenge card is not to just kind of let it just kind of be a quiet sub. Like, it's almost like I feel like this is like a department store. One of the, like, I don't know if it happens as much because I haven't noticed it anyway in a while. They used to have that music or that like musical instrumental song in the background, and it was just kind of obnoxious. But it was there, and you might not even realize it's there, but you just tend to get aggravated every now and then. Like, at least for me, like, that music in the background is just kind of like, I found it annoying. I don't really notice it anymore. I don't know if they've stopped doing it in this area or whatever, but the thing is, it's just kind of like that low-level music. It's there, like the subject is there, but nobody's talking about it, maybe not paying that close attention to it, but it's still kind of it's a little aggravating. It just needs to be turned off. And to talk about it would turn it off. Because I'm getting, like, this moment, this not talking about it, this just kind of, like, ignoring it, I don't feel like that's the best way to go. I feel like just bringing it forward and talking it out would release both of you. Because your partner seems like they don't want to come across like they're judgmental. So if you brought it forward, it would be easier in that sense, because they don't want to come across as judgmental. And I feel like that's why they're waiting. That's why they're pulling back. They don't want it to come across like they're judging you on anything. Ironically, they do want to talk about it. They have the Ace of Swords where they're standing. They do want to talk about it. They are ready to talk about it. They know what they want to say and their position and everything. They have a bit of humility with that. I'm telling you, I feel it. But they're waiting for your green light. Now, I'm getting with you, you've got the High Priestess, is where you seem to be going after. Like, you're having a little bit of humility. I feel like you got the egg in your face feel here. But I'm getting, like, the High Priestess is kind of like, and the way I connect with Aries energy, this makes sense to me. It's kind of like, all right, this happened the way it happened. I had the best of intentions, ended up flat on my ass. might as well just face the music. And I just feel like this is kind of the high priestess. Kind of like, that's the downside. Like, it didn't go well. But you're admitting it to yourself, and you're just kind of like, you know what, let me just deal with it to get past it. And that's the good side. Let me just deal with it, bring it forward, bring out the conversation. That way it can be done. That way it can be put in the past. Let me just deal with it. I don't really want to, honestly, but let me just deal with it. Let me just get it over with. This holding on to it, thinking about it, isn't working. So I do feel you're the one who's getting to that thought first, and I'm feeling like it's better if you bring it forward. I do feel that that's better. Because spiritually, you got the world. Like, this is kind of like the completion of the lesson. In the sense of, like, it almost might be, like, the spiritual growth here might be, you were kind of set up to fail. It's about coming forward and talking it out. Maybe that's the whole point for you. Not, like, the actual situation and how you fell on your face. We all fall on our faces, sooner or later. And I'm cringing about this because I'm just like, I'm just wondering. Because I do connect with Aries energy, and I understand that sometimes these readings don't always connect in a romance way. Sometimes they connect in a personal way, in the sense of like a close friend or a family member. It doesn't have to be romantic, and I'm just like, it's just pinging me in the head here. But like, life set you up to fail so that you could correct it, so you could evolve that way, so you could face it and just talk it out, and that might be your actual soul evolvement. Because for you, I don't feel like handling something, like going out and trying, is a problem. It's just kind of like when it goes wrong, and just like coming forward and bringing that forward and making it a peaceful situation. Because I feel like you're in a very peaceful mood right now. I'm feeling like you're kind of like, you know what, I just got to deal with this. The other side, I'm feeling a lot of humility there. I feel like they don't think of themselves like they're any better. They just feel like, you know, everybody has these moments. I have my own too. They're just waiting for you to be ready to talk about it. And I'm getting, like, you're getting that divine push. You got divine guidance with the Four of Cups. You're not, like, this is not something you're looking forward to doing. You're not looking forward to this talk. But you want to move past it. And you're being pushed to just do it, just to get past it. The other side is ready to talk. The other side is ready to talk. It feels like they're conducive. Now, I'm getting, like, when that happens, the other side is very, what do I want to say? Like, they got victory here, but I'm getting this a lot better, because their side is victory for spiritual. For the spiritual side, like, this is solving, this is resolving, this is coming to closure. This is, like, your world. You have the world, they have the victory. It's all getting wrapped up. It's all getting taken care of. It's being put into place. But you also have the Three of Cups here. Again, they have a bit of humility. They're not holding it over you in any sense. And I feel like this is actually really helping you, because you were not looking forward to this talk, but it's not going negative. I feel like it's just kind of like it's releasing. And I'm getting the Three of Cups is like you've got a lot of confidence in this person anyway, is kind of what I'm getting. And this just seems to be reinforcing that. And you're just kind of like, this is going, I feel like this is turning out a lot better than you're expecting. I feel like if you're anything like me, I don't know why I'm going this road, but I'll do it. You might be looking at it after the fact, and like the way that this other person handled it, you're like, you know what, maybe you're like, I don't know if I would have handled it that well, but you're liking how they handled it, and you're also taking that little nugget of value from this too. Like, they handled this pretty well, and I don't know if I would have handled this as well as they just did. And you're just kind of like, you know, I think I want to emulate that in my own life. A little bit of humility, you know, goes a long way. And it made me feel good, and I'm seeing how this really benefits the whole situation. If you're anything like me, and you might not be, because I have a strong Pisces. My sun sign is Pisces, but I have a strong Aries thing going on there. But I'm just feeling like when I'm seeing this, you might be taking that from this too, because it goes a lot better than expected. You're feeling really good. And you might be even looking at this person, whoever this person is, your partner, if it's romantic or not, like, you're very impressed with how they handled it, and you kind of want to emulate that yourself. You're just kind of like, you know what, I think they kind of handled that a little better than I would have. And you're liking that. You're feeling really good. The other side, what makes things better for them, is things are back in line. 10 of Pentacles, things are very stable with them when it comes to you and them. The fact that you came forward to them and sorted this out with them gives them even more confidence than they had to begin with. The victory, they trust you. I feel like there's a very strong trust thing. Like, you're just really reinforcing who they believe you are. And they see a very strong, dignified person. And the fact that you're coming forward this way is just proving that they're right. You're a very strong, very dignified person. You go forward with strength, but if something goes wrong, you own up to it. And that's what they completely expected from you. And they just feel like they've been validated that you're the person they think you are. They think you're this great person. They do. They feel very highly for you. They view you in a very good manner. And they feel like they've been validated. It just seems like this works out really well at the end. Like, this seems like they just feel like that's exactly who I thought you were. You're this very dignified person, very strong person, and you just proved it. I'm right. You are. Like, that seems to be where they're standing. It's a very good moment at the end. Good? Alright, so that's Aries relationship. Let's do Aries single. Aries single. Alright. Messages for single Aries. Messages for single Aries. Messages for single Aries. Messages for single Aries. Alright. Okay. So, I will say this before we get too far in this. I want these to match up with the cards already down. There's a card here, not the best card, but I mean, it showed up where it showed up. So, we'll see what it's saying. Okay. Authenticity is at the bottom. Being out there with what you really want. Alright, okay, alright. This is the strongest card, but I'm like, is this what I want to go for? Not yet. But where you're standing, I'm connecting with this Aries energy. There's a bit of a something going on here, and I'm just wondering exactly how it's going to fit in. Part of this is the environment, the moon. You don't know what's going on with the other person. This is a singles reading for Aries. Okay, I get that. So, you don't know. You have no idea. Is there somebody there? No. Is that part of why this is happening? Okay, so we bring the... I'm just trying... this is really strong. Where you're standing is the devil with the courage. I'm getting you're kind of annoyed that you're not finding what you want. You have quick starts that quickly go away. Something seems like a good idea and it just disappears. That's what I'm feeling. Is that correct? Or is they're saying go with this. The history here is the Queen of Swords. You've been really thinking out what exactly you want. You need that physical attraction. You do need that. But I feel at this part in the game, it seems like you're kind of at that moment where you're kind of evolved. You've kind of evolved to the point where, you know what, there's not just one person out there that I'm going to be physically attracted to. There's a few out there that would fit the bill, I know it. And just because somebody comes towards me and that connection is there doesn't mean I'm subject to who they are. If I'm feeling this attraction and I don't like who they are as a person, they just don't match me for whatever reason, which can be just who they are or just the way the two of you relate, whatever it may be. I don't have to stick with it thinking that that's the only option I have, because it's not. If the attraction's there but we don't match otherwise, I can walk away and I should walk away. And I feel like that's kind of where you're standing. The thing is, I feel like the people coming towards you, the spark is there, but either you don't like who they are morally or you don't like how you match up emotionally. Like, there's just things that don't match here. And you're getting kind of aggravated about it. Because that's the devil card with the courage. Because you're like, am I always going to find somebody who I don't match one way or another? Like, why am I always attracted to people who either they don't fit my lifestyle, I don't like the decisions they make, maybe they're overly affectionate, maybe they're not affectionate enough, depending on what you're looking for. Because for the Aries, I've noticed that can be 6 to 1, half a dozen to the other. It depends on what you want. Because I have met some very affectionate Aries. I've met some very standoffish ones too, though. Because there's more in the chart than just the sun sign. I get that. But you're just kind of like, I just can't seem to find the one, like the spark is there, but something else major does not match, and I just don't want it. And I'm getting the Hanged Man at the top, like you're just like, I'm just not finding what I want, and I just feel like things are going nowhere. Now, what I'm getting here is what's really aggravating you here with the Devil card is because you want the Four of Wands. It's in your thoughts. I feel like you're not interested anymore, at least, in going from one to the next. You're not really interested in just giving people chances. You're not really interested in trying, like, you don't want, it's I feel like somebody going to try on clothes, which I hate, by the way. You don't want to go to the store and try this on and try that on. How's this fit? How's this look? You're just like, I really hate that. I don't want to do it. I just want to find the right outfit, buy it, and be done, and just enjoy wearing it. And I don't know if that seems really simple, but that's kind of how I feel like you're relating to this. Like, I don't want to go through all the options and all the colors and and all the possibilities. I just, like, that works. That feels great. Let's just, and there we go. Like, you just want it to be done. You're sick of searching. I feel like that's a big thing. You're just sick of searching. If this is hitting, I feel like that's what this is talking about. Sick of searching. Just sick of it. Just want to find the one to connect with, love that person, have them love you, and move forward with life. And I feel like there's an aggravation. Like, that's a lot of the Devil card here. Just kind of like you're aggravated. You're just like, I'm fed up with it. I'm just fed up with it. I'm not enjoying the dating thing. I feel like that's another thing. Okay, we're gonna like disconnect from that for a minute. All right, now. Is someone... Alright, so there's no one there, but someone's coming towards you. So nobody's really catching your interest. Nobody's really locking in or making you want to pursue them. But somebody seems to be coming towards you like they're interested. And what I'm getting with this is the Six of Wands with the Ace of Swords. They're treating you well. They're being very conducive with you, and they're communicating with you, and you're communicating back. And I feel like this is one of those situations, and I'm just kind of being sure, you don't know if the connection there romantically can really happen. You're just really not sure. You're just really not sure. For whatever reason, you're just kind of like, I don't know. But I feel like the way they talk to you and their demeanor, it seems to work. Like, if this was a friendship situation and romance didn't matter, that would be a no-brainer. You'd be like, oh yeah, we could be friends. I like this person. But you're just kind of like, I don't know if romance is really, I don't know. The Six of Wands with the Ace of Swords, like, you're communicating, you like how this person treats you, but this is also reflecting the Hanged Man, and maybe the Devil card too. You're just kind of like, I'm not feeling romantically charged about this. But you got the Justice at the bottom. You're kind of like, you know what? I like this person though. Let's just see where it goes. I feel like that's kind of the Justice here. Like, I do like this person though. Just the romantic thing isn't clicking in for me. Like, if it was just a friendship, no-brainer. We can be friends. So, you know what, let me give it a shot. Like, what's the worst that happens? We go on a couple dates or something, and I'm just like, you know what, I know, it's just, I'm sorry. I feel like you're willing to do that. And I'm getting here that you're seeming to get along really well. And I'm noticing this Eight of Pentacles is like you seem to be getting closer. You're getting along, you're getting closer. Harmony, like you're really getting along. Eight of Pentacles is kind of like this is really starting to lock in as a friendship at the very least. I'm getting like you're starting to really get to know each other. You're talking about things. Seems like there's good talks happening. That Eight of Pentacles, like I feel like the work is being done and you're just kind of like at that point with like, are we going to start really seeing each other, or do I want to like try to put this into the friendship boat? Because I feel like the way you're getting along and getting closer to each other, you're like, all right, romance is either going to be there or it's not at this point, and I need to make up my mind on what I'm thinking here. Is there something to go on to where we can actually start exploring that, or do I want to close that door and just be like, we can be friends, but that's pretty much all I'm feeling? That's the 8. I feel like you're at the point where you're worried that you're starting to lead somebody on because you're getting along so well and you do like them and you don't want to string somebody along. You don't want to do that, and you're kind of like, all right, I can't do this much longer. I have to like either, do or don't at this point. And if you don't want to be romantic, you just got to be forward about that and hopefully keep the friendship, because I feel like you'd like to. Now, where this is ending. See, it's going to depend very much on you. You got the Two of Pentacles with the Three of Wands and the imagination. And I feel like the imagination is really kind of your guide to really doing this. Because you have to balance it out with the Two of Pentacles. How much of it's really possible to be romantic? Because you're going forward. See, I'm getting it's either going to make it or break it. I feel like this is either going to become a romantic relationship or it's going to kind of go to the wayside. I got to be honest. Because the other person, even though you're not really sure where they stand, I just don't feel like half-life is going to work out here. Because they're very elusive, but like I don't know. I'm not connecting with the other person's how they're feeling. I'm feeling more where you are. It seems more, well, it's an Aries reading, so. They're saying for you to figure this out, to really get a better idea, they're like, give yourself that moment to just fantasize what it would be like to be romantic with this person. What's the best that could happen? Can you see it really being enjoyable? Can you see you really getting into that? Go through the thought, fantasize about it. If you can't do the thought, then that's your answer. If you go through the thought and you're just kind of like, it feels more like a chore, that's your answer. It's the same answer in my opinion. But if you're kind of like, you know what, that could. If you're getting that could, or some of you, I feel like you might be like, you know what, I think that actually could be fun. Could or fun, I feel like that's go forward. Tedious, or you just really can't do the thought, then that's I feel like that's a no. I just feel like that's an easy, like, no. Because I'm getting the Three of Wands is telling me you're trying to hash it out. You need to really make a decision what to do. Whatever way you decide, you're going forward either with this person or without this person. If it's romance you can do, I feel like you're going with them. If it's romance you can't do, I feel like you're going forward without them. Is that where we are? All right, I think we got to it. All right. I'm going to wrap that up there. Thank you for watching. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James, the number 4, astral@gmail.com. Thank you.